Let's bring in a sophomore student at Cal Berkeley, Bears for Israel Vice President Sharon Knopfelman, and the host of Stakelbeck Tonight, Middle East analyst Erick Stakelbeck. Thank you both for coming on. I want to play a little sound. I'll go to you first, Sharon, because I want to hear what's happening up at Berkeley and what you're experiencing. But here's some sound of some college students around the country. Watch.
Engaging in genocide, violating the rights of the Palestinians.
What's happening, Sharon, at Berkeley, and are you concerned for the safety of your fellow students?
Well, I think today America has a choice to make. It will either allow the fostering of an environment on our campuses that's akin to Nazi Germany in the late 1930s, or it will reflect that it's learned from history and will never allow it to repeat itself again. I think what's most upsetting is the apathy we're seeing from our administrations across America's most prestigious universities. Yep. Now more than ever, as Jewish students are being targeted, we're being physically assaulted. I witnessed my friend getting spat at, called a dirty Jew. I saw a girl get violently strangled at one of our events this past February that we held on campus, to the point where they shattered the windows of that hall. I think the United States has a decision to make about whether or not it's going to be on the right side of history. And first and foremost, that starts at our most elite, prestigious institutions here.
Yep. And I think you're exactly right. Erick Stakelbeck, to you, because you talk about some of the politicians propagating this. I want to play some more sound because it's instructive of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez praising the Columbia protesters.
It is especially important that we remember the power of young people shaping this country today, of all days, as we once again witness the leadership of those peaceful student-led protests on campuses like Columbia, Yale, Berkeley, and many others.
Do you think, Erick, that she's trying to stir things up or just doesn't really get it?
I think she's trying to stir things up, and whether she knows it or not, Trace, she is an accessory to evil. I don't say that lightly. What we're seeing unfold on these college campuses is pure evil. There's really no gray areas here. And listening to Sharon, my blood is boiling. It's 2024. We are seeing scenes reminiscent of 1933 Germany. That is not an exaggeration. In terms of being peaceful, what? Peaceful like the protest, the largely peaceful protest of July 2020, August 2020? I don't think so. And does anyone doubt that if these pro-Hamas, that's what they are, pro-Hamas terrorist sympathizers were able to get their hands on a Jewish student, they would do bodily harm? And by the way, Trace, it starts with the Jewish people. It never ends with the Jewish people. Look, they were also burning American flags at some of these protests in New York City. And as a Christian, I won't remain silent on this. I'm going to make my voice heard, and millions of Christians around the world will now, unlike, sadly, in the 1930s.
I think that's right. Here's a Columbia student, and I wonder if you agree with her. Watch her, Sharon, and I'll get your take.
We've been calling this out for 6 months now. We know that these are anti-Semites using anti-Semitic
Since the October 7th attack.
Since the October 7th attack. Since the first set of protests on October 12th. And now we see what happens when you don't shut down anti-Semitic rhetoric and you allow these people to feel entitled.
I mean, Alicia is right. They feel entitled. What do you think, Sharon?
Well, I think we need to ask, who is sponsoring these organizations? Who's allowing student organizations such as SJP to feel so comfortable to be able to hold our campuses hostage to their violent, anti-Semitic, anti-American rhetoric, and to go so far as to spread this ideology across the United States? And I think, as Erick mentioned, this is a symptom of something greater. I think what's
really
happening is that our American values, our morals as a country are being attacked and infiltrated with pro-Hamas, pro-terrorist sympathizers. And if universities such as UC Berkeley and Columbia don't act now, we are going to be in grave trouble.
Yeah, I got to go, Erick, but I just need 10 seconds for you to wrap us up here.
We need to shine a light in this darkness, Trace. These are not peaceful protesters. When they were cheering the Iranian attack on Israel last weekend, let's call it for what it is, we don't have to accept this. Not in 2024.
Erick Stakelbeck, Sharon Knopfelman, thank you both for coming on. We appreciate your time.